Let's understand about two terms. Those are authentication and the second one is authorization. Okay, so there are two terms which everyone should understand: authentication and authorization. See, what is meant by authentication? What is meant by authorization? Let's say, for example, in our real life, let me explain you. Let's say we have Tata Consultancy Services building. Okay, all the employees of Tata Consultancy Services of the respective location, they will have to go to office. When they go into office, at the entrance gate, they will swipe the ID card. Swipe ID card. So those who are successfully swiping the ID card are allowed to enter into the building. After they enter into building, the building has different, let's say, wings. Okay, so each wing corresponds to some specific department. HR wing is there, IT development wing is there, and other than that, let's say other wing is HR, IT development, and chartered accountant wing. Different wings are there. HR employees enters into HR wing, IT employees enters into IT wing, CA chartered accountant will enter into CA wing. When they're entering, they need to swipe their ID card here also. Swipe ID card. See, a HR person, when he go to IT wing and try to swipe, he will not be able to successfully, he will not be allowed. It says access denied, door will not get opened when he swipe the card. Okay, HR employee should go to a HR wing and there he is going to swipe, then only he will get access to enter into HR department. But all these three, any of these three department employees, when they swipe their ID card at the entrance of the building, they are allowed to enter into building because all of these part of the building, but within the building, again, different wings are there. They are part of specific wings. So their access is been verified to whole building level, means organization level. This is called authentication process. Authentication happens the whole application level. You are allowed to enter into the application or not. First of all, that should be decided. You are allowed to enter into application means you are authenticated. Okay, you are an authenticated person. After you enter into application, there will be different modules of the application, like different wings of a building. So you have access to specific modules. Only those modules will be given access. When you try to access other modules, it will say you don't have access. That is called authorization. Authorization is having access to specific modules of application or specific components of application. Authentication is having access to entire application. So entrance, you are allowed to enter into overall entire application level. First of all, he has this login ID in the database or not. Again, after you get into that, authorization, which components you are authorized to access. That is called authorization process. Everyone clear with this authentication and authorization process?
Yes.
Every one of you.
Yes, Harsha.
Next, one more thing we need to learn about conceptually: single sign-on. Single sign-on. It itself says single sign-on means one sign-in place for all different applications. Let me explain you. For example, you take Google, Alphabet company. Okay, Alphabet company has n number of applications. Google application, Google server, Gmail server application, Drive application is there, AdSense application is there, AdWords application is there, and YouTube application is also there. A number of applications they have, photos, a number of different. Any application, if you want to log in, just I'm asking in general if you have observed any time, the login screen which you see for all of these applications, the login screen that you see is the same login screen or different login screen. If you have observed, you can respond.
Same.
Same login screen. So the login screen which we have there is same login screen. is called single sign-on. Single sign-on place. But all these servers are same, application servers are same or different?
Different.
Different application servers, different applications. But as an entire organization, for all applications of the organization, for all servers, they will maintain one separate login screen, which is a common login screen. This is very generic for any organization, any business application, any technology, not only Pega, any technology. Okay, you are working on .NET project, you're working on Java project, you're working on Pega projects, any projects. When you are working on your business applications belongs to your client, all business applications in live will have same common login screen, which is called as single sign-on place. The single sign-on is responsible for verifying the customer's authentication. So if you join any client, the Pega project, when you join in enterprise application, means live servers, the login screen of Pega may not be Pega login screen. It can be HTML developed or JavaScript developed, or it can be some other technologies developed. At the beginning of the organization, they have some applications on different technologies, and they might have created login screen using different technology. That can be there, that is possible. So, but after you log in, so when single sign-on happens, based on the URL that you are using and the user ID password, all this based on URL, it will redirect it to one of the specific application server. So the single sign-on place, it is going to do authentication process. So at single sign-on, authentication will be done. See, authentication, I told you already, authentication will be done at whole organization level, means all the user IDs and passwords of all employees of the company will be there in one database. That database is, for that database, they may use third-party systems like, can you tell me those third-party systems? LDAP? Any other that you are aware of other than LDAP? Most widely being used is LDAP server. So LDAP server, lightweight directory access protocol. This will have complete data of all user IDs and passwords of entire organization. Everyone clear with this? It will have complete data there. Now here you go. See, if they ask you a question, what is your application architecture? You need to respond like this. Okay, here, whenever user enters the URL in the browser, first login screen will be displayed. That is single sign-on login screen, SSO. Okay, any URL of that organization, same login screen. Okay, now you give user ID and password. It will verify the existence of this user ID and password within the LDAP authentication server. If the user ID and password is there in the LDAP authentication server, then it is going to display a message saying that. Then it is going to take it forward. If not, it will display a message saying authentication failed. So now user ID and password is there in the LDAP server. Then the next level, based on the URL you have given, it will take you to the web server. So web server is a load balancing server, which I have told you while we are discussing about multi-node environment. So now from load balancing server, it will take you to the application server. On the application server, the first file that it is going to read is, the application server will be designed in such a way that any request comes, it will go to web.xml. In the web.xml, it will read, in case of Pega, PR servlet. PR servlet will be read. So PR servlet will have authentication service. Look at here. Admin authentication service. So authentication service, okay, you don't take this, you just go ahead with this one. Any authentication service. Authentication service will have an authentication activity. In the authentication activity, it is going to do obj open on operator table. Means it will try to look up operator table. This is the process of authorization. So in the operator table, it will find out operator ID is there or not there. If operator ID is there, it will load access group. From access group, it will load application portal and access roles. From application, it will load the rule sets and then rules that you are aware of. And the respective class group as a work pool will get loaded to the respective operator. This is about authentication and authorization process. Everyone clear with this? Every one of you, are you clear?
Yes. Yes.
Any questions or any doubts? Anyone has?
I have one doubt, but not this concept. I have a doubt in OBJ browse actually. Can I ask now?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, actually, when I'm practicing OBJ browse, what I did is I created one data type. Okay, I have inserted some nine records in it, and then I'm writing one activity. Okay,
9
in the
records
first
are
step,
there. You are doing OBJ
yes,
browse, correct?
yes, I have created an activity, and in that activity, I'm doing one OBJ browse. Yeah,
Okay.
one OBJ browse I'm doing. In that OBJ browse, I given one page, and then after browsing the data, what I'm doing is I'm creating. I mean, I'm doing looping over there. Okay, for the PX results, page.px results. Under that, I created. I mean, after that, I just set a param and then OBJ open. Like that, we will do right to update any column of that table. So after that, again, what I did is, I mean, instead of instead of going in this process, what I did is I did OBJ browse. After that, I kept the loop. I mean, loop. Under that, directly what I'm doing is I gave OBJ refresh and log, and then I'm directly updating that column on it. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Which one is correct? I mean, in the both places, I'm getting the correct result
You
only.
are using
But
OBJ
which
open,
one is
OBJ refresh and log, correct?
no, OBJ open I'm not doing. In the scenario one, I'm doing OBJ open. I mean, I'm setting one param and then I'm doing OBJ open and I'm updating that. I mean, I'm doing property set. In the scenario two, yeah. In the scenario two, I'm not using OBJ open inside the loop. Directly, I kept OBJ refresh and log to acquire the log. After that, I'm doing property set. In
No,
that
you are
time
using
also, I'm
OBJ
getting
refresh and lock inside the loop or outside the loop. You are mentioning loop
inside
also.
inside the loop.
So, see, scenario one, OBJ open. Scenario two, OBJ open, OBJ refresh and lock. That is the difference, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Both
Yes.
are correct. Both are correct. But what is the difference? Let me tell you.
Yeah, please.
See, OBJ refresh and lock. Okay, let me tell you about this. Every one of you. Okay. Let me. Okay.